A borrower is a servant to the lender. Don't ever borrow money in life. Live within your means. If you borrow, you will have the tendency of living in poverty. Have you heard that phrase before? Is it absolutely true? I want us to consider this important topic. What are good debts? Are there good debts in the first place? And are there bad debts? So join me on the other side as we consider this important topic. See you on the other side.
Waking up at dawnlight, breaking through, chasing dreams, no time to lose. In this race we strive and grind, motivation fuels the mind. Gonna rise up, we won't fall, breaking barriers through it all. Step by step our journey's clear, success is closer, don't you fear. Challenges we face headstrong, in this rhythm we belong. Skies are high, but so are we, building castles where we're free. Gonna rise up, we won't fall.
All right, you are welcome back. Awesome day. I celebrate you and I want to appreciate every one of us for being on this call. Thank you, because you are always showing up, educating yourself, sharing knowledge together. I know some of us started right from the day one. It's a 90 days training session on financial intelligence for smart parents. And I trust that you've gained value in this. You've gained some value in this training. And if you have been gaining and you are yet to subscribe, I think it's a good time for you to do so. Perhaps this is your very first time of coming across this. You want to listen to this. We want to encourage you. Click on the subscribe button so that you can watch the previous presentations. We've talked a lot about goal setting, money, how money works, how you can set your budget. We talked about the 50-30-20 rule, a lot of things that we've discussed about personal finances. And today we are treating the topic good and bad debts. So if you are yet to click the subscribe button, click it now, and also click on the like button and share the information with others also. So quickly, because we have a very short time, let's go into our discussion. Good and bad debts. What is debt? Are they good in the first place? Should you even go into debt for whatsoever reason? It is true that God has given you opportunity to provide for your needs. But the truth is this: you are not capable of providing for all your financial needs at all times, except you are limited, except you are not ambitious. For people that are ambitious, I will tell you, or is it ambitious now, or people that have great goals, I tell you it will be impossible for you to live or manage those goals within the resources that you have. Hence, there might be need for you to seek for loans or what we call debts, which will make you be in debt. So, talking about that, what do you do when the money that you have access to is not able to meet your financial needs? Of course, you will need to go and borrow some money. I will tell you, and you should know this for a fact, that the rich borrow. The rich men, the very successful people that you know, they borrow money. But what do they use it for? The difference between the rich man and the poor man is what they do with the borrowed fund. Let's go into our presentation as I share with you some of the things that we want to understand as far as borrowing money is concerned. So, understanding good versus bad debt. What are good? What are debts? What's debt anyway? Debt is borrowed money that must be repaid. Usually, it is repaid with interest. It can either be a tool for progress or a trap leading to financial ruin. That's what we find out. Some people take this loan, they just take a loan, a small amount of loan, and they use it to do something, do great projects, and they become highly profitable and successful in life. While this same loan has made some people to even commit suicide because of their inability to pay back the loans. Now, what are the type of loans that we have? Just like we highlighted, we have good loans, good debts, and bad debts. I will be interchanging them, debts, loans, because when you take a loan, you are indebted to the person that you took the loan from. So just permit my switch of language. So we have good debts and bad debts. What are good debts? Good debts are the monies that are borrowed and used to invest in assets that appreciate in value or generate income. Please, I want you to note that for good debts, when you get this money, they are used for investment in assets. In assets. That's why you need to watch the previous videos that we have done so that you understand what assets are and what liabilities are. If you have a good understanding of assets and liabilities, you will know that borrowing the money to buy an asset or to invest in an asset, it's good because assets will always appreciate in value, and also assets will generate income. Let me shock you. Please understand this. You borrowed money for the house that you are staying in. It may not be a good idea because that house, as at the time, as long as you stay in that house and it's not generating you an income, it is more of a liability. That house will cost you because you need to do a lot of maintenance and other things there. But if you use that money to do or to take care of a house in which you collect or you receive rentals from, then that is an asset. Also, if the house that you are staying, you have the intention over a period of time to dispose it because it has appreciated, then you can consider it also as an asset. So please mark the word. There must be room for appreciation in value or generation of income as far as asset is concerned. So, but what are bad debts? Now, I'm going to break down bad debts into two so that you get something that I want to try to illustrate. Borrowed money used to purchase liabilities or items that depreciate in value and do not generate income. I hope you get that. Now you can quickly just guess one. Now you can quickly just, if I go, just put it in the comment section. I went to the bank to borrow money to buy a car. The car is to be taking me to the office. Is this an asset or a liability? I want you to put it in the chat box. I borrowed money from the bank to buy a car to take me to the office and weekends to take me to drive me around town. I borrowed the money. Of course, you know that money will come with an interest and whatsoever. Question: have I invested in an asset or a liability? Just put it in the comment section. Put it in the comment section. All right. No matter what you put there, because I don't have because of our time, I'm going to look at it later. But make sure, let's keep the discussion going in the comment section. Different people will have different views. All right. If I had bought that same car, maybe for commercial purpose, maybe I'll be talking about an asset. They are both cars, but for different purpose. But let's see your own understanding. If you call it an asset, why is it an asset? If you say it's a liability, why is it a liability? Then quickly, when we talk about bad debts also, this is a time used in the finance world where somebody borrows money and the person cannot pay. If I lend money to somebody and the person cannot pay, and I see that the person is incapacitated, he cannot meet up with that financial obligation, I can write in my books that debt is a bad debt. That means I am not expecting the money to return to me. I am not expecting a return of that money. So that's not the one we are talking about now. That's not the bad debt we are talking about now. We are talking of the bad debt in respect to when you borrow money to invest, to purchase a liability or items that will depreciate in value. All right. So what is good debt? Good debt is a strategic financial tool for wealth building. Remember, the other time we were talking about assets, we talked about business being an asset. That the business, if you buy a business, if you start a business, that is an asset because it is meant to generate money for you into the future. But then, how is this done? Should I say because I want to start a business, so I should go and borrow money at all costs, at any cost? Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to take note. Good debt, part of the characteristics of a good debt is that it has low interest rates. Low interest rate. This cannot be said of most kind of monies that you get outside there, especially when you come to when you go to the bank. That is why you will hardly see a bank. As at the time of this recording, the bank interest rate is about 27.5%. 27.5%. Now, the first time I approached the bank that I needed some money, they told me there was what you call SME loans and this, and I was so excited. But by the time I got there, and I said, how much is the interest on loan? They gave me all the papers I was signing, and how much is the interest on this loan? They told me 24%. 24% per annum. How much am I even going to make in this business? I'm not yet sure of the business. And you know one thing, when banks know that you are a startup, it is very difficult for them to advance you money because they see you, they consider you a startup and no track record. You may not be able to meet up and sustain the payment of the loan. But that is not the same thing with the ones we call the microfinance bank. And that is one that a lot of persons have gone into, and most of them, most persons have been wrecked by the microfinance bank's loan. Some have done it good, but when you understand the purpose and what you are taking the loan for, it will help your decision. If you are not dealing with a high cash flow business and you are going for a high rate interest loan, no matter the business, you are going to get into trouble. So, characteristics of a good debt or loan is it is low interest, that's low interest rate. Then clear potential for a return on investment. That if I take this money, without any ambiguity, without any doubt, I know that what I put this money into will give me very good return, higher and above what the interest rate is going to be saying. And then one of the characteristics of a good debt also is that it supports your long-term financial goals. Because as you take the loan, you are going to put it in your budget, the repayment plan and everything, you put it in your budget. So, example of good debts. One, we can talk about education loan. Ladies and gentlemen, investing in education, especially in-demand skills like tech, medicine, or business, that is just, we have there a Nigerian student getting a loan to learn coding, leading to higher pay opportunity. Now, even when we talk about the education loan, you must think twice before you go for education loan, except you are taking advantage of government-provided loans like we are currently having in Nigeria now. We have it in a lot of advanced countries, and a country like Nigeria has started introducing it. So, it's a loan that you need to pay, you must be careful because, especially when they give you a certain period to pay. If you are studying a course that is not highly competitive, you have to be careful in going for a loan, because if you go for a loan, if you take a loan and after your program you find it difficult, you are lost in the job market, then I tell you put yourself in bigger trouble. Except it is like a government loan. A government loan, student loan has a lot of slacks that has been built into it. So the other kind of loan that is good is business loan. You can take up capital for a business to expand, either to start your business or to expand. But you know what I always advise as far as when you are talking about starting a business? It's always preferred that when you are starting a business, you start with your own personal equity. Personal equity. Because personal equity means your own fund. If you are going to go for a loan, instead of making it a loan, let the people that want to give you the money, let them become stakeholders in the business. Well, that is another topic for another time. Do you understand? When we are talking about business development, how to build a business, how to source for finances, we are going to get to that aspect. So, for you as a business, depending on the kind of business, you can go for a loan that will help you to expand your business. You know that you are going to have returns for it. All right. Now, the other one we have is the real estate loan. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you want to go in, there's a lot of money in real estate today. If you go into real estate, you can borrow money, you can raise money for some individuals to to get a mortgage for properties that appreciate in value or generate rental income. You see, that word is always there. Appreciate in value or generate rental income. So you can take, for instance, coming to buy a land around Abuja, Lagos, and Nigeria, where property values, they appreciate very, very fast. Oh, you can be said to, you can borrow money. A friend calls you and say, I need to just key down a land in Abuja, so maybe my Tama in Abuja. If you are sure of the documentation of that kind of land, go ahead and borrow it, and then you know that within the next couple of days, those are good loans. Now, practical advice for financially intelligent parents: choose loans with manageable interest rates. Be careful. Focus on investment with proven value appreciation. Any loan that you are going to take, you be sure that you are going to get good return on investment. Also, leverage on government initiatives like the CBN intervention, this farmers loan, SME loans, and things like that. Those are good ones, and you work with the good intention that you are going to pay back. All right. So let's talk about bad debts. What are bad debts? Bad debts involves borrowing for expenses that don't offer future value or income. Oh my God. And part of the characteristics are high interest rates. I'm going to give you a calculation that you're going to see here and you will agree with me. High interest rates, purchases that depreciate quickly. If you go buy a brand new car, let me show you how bad this is. You go buy a brand new car, 20 million naira. Is that enough to buy a brand new car these days? But let's just, for the purpose of this example, let's say you bought a car, 20 million naira, from one of these big car dealers. The moment you drive that car, you sign the papers, you drive that car and move it out of the showroom. Somebody at the gate, you cannot sell that car to a person at the gate for 20 million naira anymore. Once it sleeps with you, once you've driven it, it has lost its value. And that is why for companies and organizations, we charge depreciation for this kind of asset. As a matter of fact, for cars, I think we set it about 4 years depreciation values. So within 4 years, the car is supposed to have been depreciated and, out of value. But, we use cars for more than that. All right. So no return. When you look at the car, why should I have this car? Now, listen. Also, because there's no blanket rule to everything. For some persons, that car can be an asset also, because that is the car that he probably uses for marketing. So for marketing purpose, maybe I had to get a Prado Jeep because of the nature of my business. I bought a Prado Jeep. Somebody who does not understand my business will say, why do you need a Prado Jeep? But because my business has to do with high net worth individual, where most persons will access you by whatsoever. They want that car alone can give me access to different places. I tell you, depending on the part of the world in which you are. I'm talking from the person in Nigeria, and I'm talking practical now. You understand? So that kind of car can become an asset, not because I want to drive it I want to ride the car for luxury purpose, but for business purpose. So it becomes an asset. So don't just think when we say this car is a liability, because I've seen maybe comment there, asset, liability, is an asset, is a liability. If you go check what is the primary purpose of that car. So if there's going to be no return on investment, then it will be advisable for you to go into such a loan. So example of bad debts, called consumer loans, when you borrow money to buy luxury items like expensive phones or cars with no economic utility. You bought there's an iPhone 16, iPhone for crying out loud. What are you using that phone for? Is it for business or for status symbol? And you have to borrow money. You have to take money. Well, because the money did not come from your pocket, you took a loan from the office, and they are removing the money from your account little by little. You say, after all, I didn't just pay full cash for it. You are wrong. That is what a bad debt. So when you use your payday, I will buy now and pay. If somebody comes to your office, they are selling clothes, they are selling shoes. Oh, this thing is nice. Whether you budgeted for it or not, you go ahead and buy it. Buying on impulse, bad debt. Then high interest loans on your credit card. In Nigeria now we have banks that give you a card, depending on your worth in the bank. They give you a card. They tell you that that card is loaded with 20 million. You can spend up to 20 million on that card. And then you too, you take the card and then you begin the shopping spree. Oh I'm a good customer, and so my bank has given me this. Oh boy, oh boy. Do you know how much you're going to be charged? So, and then you go buy. When you are buying things with such a card, you are accumulating debt on yourself. Apart from if you are using it to deal with assets. So, borrowing for social events. There's a social event, you borrow money to buy the clothes, you borrow money to organize a party, then that is wrong borrowing. So practical advice for you that is a financially intelligent parent: avoid loans for liabilities or non-essential expenses. Resist societal pressure to spend lavishly on events. Oh, my friends will be coming, I need to impress them at whose expense? Financial intelligence will tell you, do not do that. So focus on savings and budgeting for major expenses. If you need to do any major event, budget for it, plan ahead for it, and do it within your budget. Now, there's a part of something that I quickly want to show us as far as debt. I want to talk of high debt for those of us that are into business and so on. The places where you take money for your business matters. You have to be very, very careful. Not all bank loans are good. No matter how it is painted, you have to be careful. All right, we get to that aspect. So, how to manage debt effectively? Now, debt assessment, list all debts. It's not fine, you are in debt, no problem. If there's somebody who says even Nigeria is owing, America is owing, but you know what is the basis for your own debt? So you have to list your debt and classify them into good or bad. Just face it, don't run away from it. Then calculate the interest rate and repayment timeline. How long do I have to repay this? The high interest one and the low interest one. How long do I have? You can even go ahead to negotiate. When you see that your income may not be able to take the repayment and you can't get anything, you can always go back to the people that loaned you that money and do what you call renegotiation. You can renegotiate that loan or that debt. All right. So focus on paying off high interest and bad debts first. You see, all those debts that you went into because you never had the opportunity of knowing this, those bad debts are the ones you want to get out of your way first. Get them out of the way. Get them out of the way. Then those high interest loans, you want to see as much as possible, budget for them and let them go off. You can do it. I can assure you that. Start, if you have gone through the budgeting process, there's a place where we say budget for your loan repayment. Budget for it and you'll be able to take it. So also, when you do your budget effectively, it will help you to allocate resources early to high debt. Now, practical advice for you that's a financially intelligent parent. Ladies and gentlemen, you should begin to take advantage of cooperative society. In our own parlance, we call some the Ajo or Isusu. This Ajo and Isusu, Ajo is the same thing as Isusu. Isusu is the Igbo language stands for Ajo, which is something as thrift. You understand? So you join a cooperative. It is found that cooperative loans are the lowest kind of loans that you can ever have. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the best places to be is to be part of a cooperative. See, when you need money, the cooperative stands with you and they don't harass you just like all these loan sharks will. Even when you talk about the banks, you say, let me just go to the bank and collect the money. As I'm speaking to you now, the current interest rate in banks is about 27.5%. Then when you go to the microfinance banks, they tell you, oh, it's just 5% per month. And then you look at it, oh, 5% per month? Oh, that is good. Quickly, let me show you this. Look at, when you take a loan of 50,000 naira at 5% monthly, given equal repayment plan, just look at this. You took the loan of 50,000 and the bank says, oh, you can have it for the next 1 year. I just use 50,000, most of the time, 20 million and so on. So, yeah, you can use it for the next 1 year. Look at the simple calculations here. 5% monthly reducing balance. Oh, that is beautiful. 50,000. I'm only just going to be paying 2,500 as the thing going down. It's a small money. It's easy. and you think it's really, really easy, let's go. Now, when you pay this 50, to pay this amount, they charge you 5% on 50,000, which is 2,500 naira. You're going to pay 2,500 naira plus the amount that you are supposed to pay, the part of the capital that you are supposed to repay. So let's say if the bank has given you 50,000 naira to be paid over 12 months, 12 months equal installments. So that means you are going to be paying about 4,666 naira. So if you are paying, that means every month you are paying part of the capital, 4,166. And then you look at your business. My business, I can still do this now. It's more for in my business, 4,000, I can do it, plus the interest, 2,005, I can, and you do it. Let's look at it. As it continues to go down, as it's fine, over the period, it looks easy. But do you know how much you have paid for that loan? At the end of the year, when you are finished paying your loan, the total interest that you would have paid is about 16,250. Now, let's do a quick calculation here. What is the percentage of this amount to the money that was borrowed? 50,000 naira. Okay, let's just look at this. Okay, we multiply by 100. Wow. This gives you about, I hope you can see, let me see to increase this so that you can see it. Okay, that gives you about 32.5% per annum. That is even far bigger than what the conventional banks are taking from you. The conventional bank today is doing 27%, but there's a microfinance bank doing about 32%. But because you are paying it, gradually, small, you seem not to have the impact. But if you can, because most of them charge between 3% and above and so on, average in the market is about 5%. But if you can, I want you to try, avoid it. If it's possible, avoid it. If there's any other means, instead of doing that for your business, you can meet someone and ask the person to take part in the equity of the organization. I just wanted to show you how a simple, so small interest can lead to bigger figures. All right, let's go back. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's why I brought that is to buttress the point that use microfinance institutions carefully to avoid over indebtedness. Then one of the ones that you should run away from is the loan sharks with exorbitant interest rates. Have you received a message from an organization and they are telling you that your friend is owing so amount of money, that if you don't come, he has used you as, oh my God. That was a call that I received like that. And when they told me, I had to call the fellow. I said, how much did you collect from these guys? He said, it's 40,000 naira. I said, so 40,000 naira, and they're spreading your name as if you've taken 100 million naira from them. Avoid them. Take advantage of the cooperative society. Just like on our own platform, the Richvision Cooperative, you can imagine in the cooperative platform, we have designed a system that of course, our platform is mainly for business, for entrepreneurs. It's mainly for entrepreneurs. That's one of the people that we really attend to. And it is such that in the Richvision Cooperative platform, entrepreneurs can take loans up to twice whatsoever they have put in it at zero interest rate. You have me right. Zero interest. No interest. How good will it be for you as a business person to take some loans and then you are not struggling with the interest, you are just to pay instrumentally over a period of 8 months? Well, if you want to know more about that, we put it in the description center area where you can contact and get more information about that. All right, so that is it. So the impact of debt on financial goals. Good debt drives financial goals. It can help you build generational wealth through property, education, and businesses. Encourages disciplined financial management. That is good debt. On the other hand, bad debts, they lead to financial strain. It drains income through the high interest and unnecessary expenses and causes stress and limits the ability to achieve financial independence. In closing, ladies and gentlemen, debt is like fire. It can cook your food or it can burn your house. You have to just know how to use it wisely. So on this note, you can see, do you agree with me that there are good debts and there are bad debts? Explore good debts. Take advantage of it where it comes, but avoid bad debt. Whenever you are taking money, you are forced to borrow money, always look at, is it going to be used for an asset or a liability? That is one question you must always ask yourself. This money that I want to borrow, what I want to use it for, is it an asset or a liability? Is it an investment or just ordinary spend? When you talk about health, if you have to go and borrow money for health purpose, remember the other time we were talking, we said health is an asset. When we were talking about invest in your children's health, in your own health. Do you understand? It's an asset. But then, why you may not need to do that? If you've listened to that video when we talked about the insurance, the NHIA, National Health Insurance, then you might not have to start running around helter-skelter that you want to borrow money to take care of health issues. Avoid liabilities. Embrace assets. And it is also good that you can always seek advice from financial experts. Don't let marketers of loans just buy you into taking a loan. Seek for financial advice. That is why for the Financial Coaches Network, for those of you in our network, we offer services to our members, giving them free advices on loans and financial issues, that loans, investment, and things that they need to do. You can always get contacts within the box, within the description area. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you've got one or two things in today's training. If this is your first time of linking up with us, you've watched it, and there are many more that I will want to go watch. But why haven't you subscribed now? Why? Okay, click the subscribe button. Now, if you check on your own platform and you see subscribed, ED at the end of the subscribe, you don't need to click it again. You are already subscribed. But if you see subscribe, D is not at the back, then you need to just check it now. Check whether your own has D at the back or not. Click it. If it does not have D, click it so that the D will now show that it will show as subscribed. All right. And also, I want you to share it, like it, put a comment. Let me know what you are thinking, your thoughts about this training so far, and if there are some specific areas that you want us to touch also, I want you to put it in the comment section so that we can help to address, as if it is not in our curriculum, but we add them to the curriculum of what we intend to teach. It's been a good pleasure talking with you and sharing this knowledge with you. Stay out of bad debt, embrace good debt, and see yourself at the zenith of success. This is your friend and partner once again, Richvision Cooperative. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Waking up at dawn, light breaking through, chasing dreams, no time to lose. In this race we strive and grind, motivation fuels the mind. Gonna rise up, we won't fall, breaking barriers through it all. Step by step our journey's clear, success is closer, don't you fear. Challenges we face headstrong, in this rhythm